Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 2, and they advance to the next round in the Carabao Cup. Listen, man, there's a few things we need to unpack about this game, positive and negative. But yeah, before you do, guys, listen, Arsenal fans, anyone, not even just Arsenal fans, anyone who's watching this, make sure you do smash the like button. We're closing in on 14,000 subscribers. We're literally about 130 sat in the way. So let's close in on 14K and them things there. Listen, let's get into the game, man. Let's get into it. Obviously, man, I was on up watching it. I was on up watch, little hate along kind of thing. And let's start with the positives, innit? Yeah, Gabriel Jesus has to start on the weekend for Arsenal against Palace. Absolutely needs to start. I did make the point after the Monaco game that I was looking at Jesus' game and I was going, cool. The finishing's still, and I don't think he'll ever be a finisher. I just don't think that's him. I don't think he'll ever be a finisher. Yeah, he'll never be a prolific goal scorer. But what he will give you is that snazzy half turn and a good first touch to hold on to the ball and to kind of knit and thread attacks together and make, Arsenal look a bit more free flowing in the attack. Something that you guys haven't really been in open play doing enough. You haven't really been doing enough. Arsenal have not been looking as threatening as they should be and can be in open play going forward. And I think Gabriel Jesus is probably someone who needs to start playing more and get a run of games to kind of help knit and thread those things together. And that's no shade on Kai Havertz, because Kai Havertz has got his goals this season and he started the season okay, kind of like how he left off last year. But there has been a drop-off with Kai Havertz recently, and I feel like a lot of things are kind of bouncing off him a little bit. And, at times he's struggling and he's ghosting a bit in games or he's not offering enough. And I think now is the time where, Jesus, he's got 4 GA in the last 3 games. He's got assist against Monaco. Obviously, he got the hattie tonight. And I don't see why not. I don't see why he shouldn't start. What else does he have to do to get a start? Listen, a couple of the man them shout out kids were saying Saudi's calling for Saudi's calling for Gabriel Jesus. But at the end of the day, I think today you can't do nothing but praise him. I think he had a little bit of an iffy touch when he got put through on goal, kind of with Jorginho's ball in the first half. But as soon as the big guns came on, you got Saka and Odegaard threading through the passes and giving him the ball on that half turn. You saw what he's capable of if you give him the ball enough and you feed him. You saw what he's capable of. If you fizz that ball, like today, Trossard fizzed it into him. The ball stuck. You know what I'm saying? You got that ball fizzed into him enough times today and the ball was sticking. The first touch was on point. You know what I'm saying? And that is what Arsenal need. Fizz it in. That's what Kai Havertz wasn't doing. The ball wasn't sticking and he wasn't getting Arsenal up the pitch fast enough. And therefore, Arsenal go back to playing conservative football. You know what I'm saying? It's fossil football, side to side, nothing through the lines. Jesus offers you something where you can fizz that ball into him. Now, is he someone who's good enough to lead Arsenal's line? I still believe he isn't. But right now, for the resources they have at their expense, I think he's the best option to knit and thread the little patterns that you need to kind of look more threatening going forward in open play. That's my opinion on the Jesus thing. And there was one turn he done from the Trossard pass where he went wing, he went ving, he went ving, that ving, bro. Oh my days. If he scored that goal, the highlight reels for that one would have been brazy. Good save from Henderson, and Henderson's been in form recently. Henderson's a good keeper. He's a very good shot stopper, in my opinion. But what a goal that would have been. He could have had 4 today, maybe even 5. So, yeah, bring him up for the hat-trick. 2, 3 good finishes. The first finish as well. I know Chalobah goes down easy, but the dink was naughty. And the other 2 finishes, again, head down, foot through the ball, bottom corner. What he hasn't been doing enough in general. So you got to give your props to Gabriel Jesus in that one. You have to give his props. Another one I feel like I need to talk about is Kiwior. Obviously, listen, he's come in for Gabriel while he's been injured. Obviously, Gabriel is back basically, so he's not going to be playing many games in the Premier League until maybe if there comes another injury occurs. But Kiwior today, the way he got bullied by Mateta, not gonna lie, bro, it was a bully boy thing. That mistake is, and then I think he also gets out jumped by Nketiah. By the way, what a header from Nketiah, by the way. That header was crazy. But Mateta, like, listen, and maybe you got to look at Arteta for that one. But Mateta looking at Kiwior and Timber at centre back, he was thinking, yeah, let's rock with it. He was like, yeah, let's go, let's run this. He was ready to feast. One long ball, and Kiwior just misses the ball. How does Kiwior miss the ball and Mateta's not even looking at the ball and end up with the ball in front of him? In on goal, and he can't even recover or put him off. Mateta just holds him like a ragdoll, blood. He's just running like he's a ragdoll, bro. Like, bro, it's mad. It was mad. It was a little man thing. It was a little man thing. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a proper little man. So yeah, Kiwior, that's a worry for Arsenal. It was delightful to see KT back in it. Kieran Tierney in it, because I'll be honest with you, lot, yeah, I ain't seen that brother in a minute. Like on an Ian Wright thing. Like somebody said he was dead. Like we didn't know where he was, what was going on. Obviously, it's been announced that his contract won't be getting extended or renewed or anything like that. So we know he's going to be leaving. And he also come off of an injury. I didn't expect him to like do the mad thing because he hadn't played some football in a while. He hasn't played a lot of football, so I didn't really expect the mad thing. But yeah, it was all right to see him back. I just think that first half was very bland from Arsenal. Like Marino doesn't really move me. The centre back combination was really weird, and Timber being centre back and Partey being right back, and it didn't really move me. I think that first half was a very hard watch for Arsenal fans, especially for me as a rival fan. And I like, I understand we probably got to take our time in wanting to see a player like Ethan Nwaneri play and whatnot, someone like Nwaneri. But I don't feel like Nwaneri had any help going forward. I still think he had a silently good game. And it might not look like he had a good game on paper, but I feel like he was swiveling and turning and wanting to be progressive. He was trying to be progressive. He was trying to make things happen. But I just feel like the movement in and around the front three was very static. Sterling on the right is basically void. There's nothing there, if I'm honest. Absolutely nothing there. You have to play him left wing or don't play him at all. Genuinely, that is genuinely what it's like. Watching Sterling in 2025 right now coming from the right, they don't really get anything. And I feel like when you'd give it to Sterling, then he has to go backwards, or he'll try to go forwards. And you'd see Gabriel Jesus try and drop a shoulder and go because his movement was decent on the shoulder. But it's like eye the needle stuff, otherwise it's going to be a turnover and you're going to get counted on. So very conservative side to side football in that first half that I know a lot of Arsenal fans were not happy with at all, if I'm being honest. So that's another talking point. Obviously, Saliba, Odegaard, Saka all come on. And then, you saw the level absolutely fly compared to what it was in the first half. And maybe that's something that's definitely something for me. Like as a rival fan, I look at that and go, cool. Saka and Odegaard are the linch pieces for Arsenal. Without them, there is a massive drop-off. And there's always going to be a drop-off when you take someone's two best players. I think that goes for a lot of teams, not just Arsenal. But it is a massive, massive drop off for Arsenal. I feel like there still needs to be better players coming in, or a better style of play to make the players that are playing that are stepping in look a bit better. And that's just my listen. People might not like that opinion of mine, but that's me being real about the Arsenal thing. Everyone's kind of talking about the offside goal. Let's speak about the offside goal. We knew there wasn't going to be VAR for this round of games because it's Carabao Cup. So why are people complaining about it? I generally like cool. The goal was slightly offside. But like, bro, we know there's no VAR. So why are man still complaining about it like they just found out as it's happening? I don't get it. I think there's a massive overreaction. The Palace robbed thing. I personally think Palace would have lost anyway. Yeah, it's my opinion, but I just think they would have lost anyway. I think Arsenal would have had too much for them. So I don't know. I think people are overdoing it with the Palace robbed thing. And I know Crystal Palace will feel hard done by looking back at it. I understand that. But I just feel like Arsenal had too much and, they ended up going 3-1 down anyways. And who knows what would have happened after the goal if it didn't happen anyways. So, it's one of those topics where you go, cool, listen, if VAR was working and they looked at it and they still got it wrong, cool, that's a robbery. I understand it. But the goal being offside, yeah, it is frustrating. I understand why it's frustrating. But for me, going into the game, we knew there wasn't going to be VAR. So any really, really tight calls weren't going to be, there wasn't always going to be the right call. It's going to be millimeters or centimeters wrong. And listen, it is what it is. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. So I'm not one of those fans saying that, yeah, Crystal Palace absolutely robbed Arsenal. Lucky. No. Arsenal should have won the game, did win the game, but the first half was very, very, I'd say, concerning from a rival perspective. That's all I'd say. Miles Lewis-Skelly had a good cameo as well. And as I said, Odegaard and Saka brilliant when they came on. That's the difference, isn't it? That is the difference. I think Trossard, Odegaard, Saka, Gabriel Jesus has to be the front four going forward for Arsenal. I think that's their front four until the January window. For me, that's my opinion. But yes, and you lot, if you're still here, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you comment. Let me know who your man of the match was. Let me know what your thoughts were on the offside, your thoughts were on the game in general. And yeah, credit to Crystal Palace as well, man. I think they gave them a game. Crystal Palace have been solid as well. They've been solid. I've been impressed with Palace. And they go again against Arsenal at Selhurst, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, you look, man, like sub. You know what I'm saying? That's the game. Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 2 in the Carabao Cup. Arsenal advance to the next round. Listen, man, you lot, we will see you soon.